It was another night of violent protests at another college campus over another controversial speaker. Conservative speaker and Vice Media co-founder Gavin McInnes was scheduled to speak at New York University last night at an event organized by a Republican group on campus. Before the speech began, protesters gathered outside the building where McInnes was scheduled to appear. He was hit with pepper spray on his way inside, according to a university spokesman.
Can I ask you this? I'm sorry. I'm sure I should know this guy. Who is this guy? They're doing this for a guy I've never even heard of. I heard of that other guy.
I'm not laughing at the seriousness.
No, I'm just saying, who is that guy that they're like blowing stuff up? Who is Alex McInnes?
Gavin.
Is he a historian or something? Did he write?
What's his name? What's his name again?
North and South or something, or what? Who is he?
He's from Vice Media, conservative guy. He said some inflammatory things.
Is Vice conservative?
Some people within it. I don't think generally speaking.
I've never heard of the guy.
No.
He is apparently a Canadian writer, actor, comedian, and co-founder of Vice Media and host of the Gavin McInnes Show on Compound Media.
Huh. Well, so they hate him because he's Canadian. So now we're doing this in
now I feel sympathy for them.
I'm sure there's some reason why the anarchists went that way. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So shortly after McInnes' speech began, people started to curse at him and shove one another.
You gotta stop that.
Several people reportedly were arrested.
Larry O'Connor, oh my Lord, what's going on here?
Well, first of all,
I read a book called The Closing of the American Mind, like back in law school, like 800 years ago.
That book was controversial when it was
controversial when it came out. Now, of course, people like Condi Rice and Christine Lagarde are pressured from speaking at commencements.
That's right.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's not new. I mean, I just spoke with Michelle Malkin on my show yesterday on WMAL in D.C., and she said, yeah, they did this when I had my book at Berkeley 10 years ago. They didn't have bonfires and riots and this kind of thing, but this is a real danger for the left and for Democrats. You know, if Democrats were smart, if Cory Booker were smart, he would ask Rachel Maddow to join him with Milo Yiannopoulos, with Ben Shapiro, and escort them onto a college campus and say, no, this is not what we do in America. If we disagree, we listen, and then we argue with our points. This is ridiculous. And Democrats, by their silence, the left, by their silence, they're getting locked in with this. To the American people's eyes, to citizens across this country, they see opposition to Trump and opposition of conservative values as violent thugs. That's not a good thing.
Well, and every time you see the protests, I remember growing up. In Atlanta, Georgia, a suburb of Atlanta, Georgia, called Doraville when I was really young, David Ignatius. And I'll tell you what, every time we saw college campuses burning, it just scared the hell out of my parents and made them more conservative. It was, in fact, they were Democrats their entire life. My woman and dad was Republican. My mom was a Democrat entire life. The whole family were Democrats. And after the chaos of the late 60s, I think in 1972, they started voting Republican and never looked back. They were scared to death by what they saw on their TV sets.
I think you put your finger on it. Donald Trump is seeking to create a new majority of people who felt left out, who feel that the elites ignore them. Bannon is a brilliant articulator of that strategy. And Democrats need to be careful that they don't play into that. That they don't seem exactly like the people that folks in the middle of the country feel ignore them, take their own interests above other people's.
One of the things Democrats have to understand, first of all, it is reprehensible that we don't allow people to come on college campuses and speak. If you disagree, go and ask the questions. I hope that Rachel Maddow and Rachel, who is phenomenal in this network, will go and do those kind of things. Donald Trump, Democrats are playing a prevent defense while Donald Trump and his team are playing the most imaginative offense, relentless in their daring. If we don't understand and appreciate this, we're going to be not only left behind, we're going to find ourselves not in power for a long time. We cannot sit back and watch him and say, gosh, this is terrible, he's awful, and only say that. We have to offer ideas to challenge him. And if you're going to block people from speaking who you disagree with and not offer challenge and offer optionality and offer something different, we're going to find ourselves sitting here on the sidelines for a long, long time.
Democrat, you have to resist.